What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grant, and you're watching Suburban Nerd. This is the channel where I give my nerd views on today's nerd news. And today's news is gonna be Swamp Thing might have a director for the pilot. We've got The Incredibles 2. The DVD is gonna have a little bit of extra, something that we've all been wanting since we saw the movie. And also, the last thing we've got, who might be directing James Bond 25. So, first topic we're going to be talking about is going to be Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing is a series that's going to be on the new DC Universe streaming service. And if you guys didn't know, it's coming out September 15th. So it's only next week that this whole streaming service for the DC is going to be on. And mind you, it's not only going to come with TV shows, but it's going to be all the comic books, it's going to be all the movies, all the TV shows, all the animated shows, all the animated movies. Pretty much everything DC is going to be on the streaming service. And I'm not exactly sure what the price point is going to be, but if they give it at a decent price, like even for like $15, that's not that bad for everything you're going to be getting. And you're going to be getting some original content. Some like, the Teen Titans with the whole F Batman thing. Yeah, that happened. But it's going to be with one of the new series. It's going to be Swamp Thing. And with Swamp Thing, hold on for once. Hey, sorry, I was going because I had to just get a little bit more information. But yeah, the Swamp Thing series, the director that might be taking over for at least the pilot is going to be Len Wiseman. If you guys have heard that name before, I just talked about him a little bit earlier in the week, and that's because Len Wiseman is going to be the director of the new Die Hard film, their Die Hard 6, or the new name is officially Die Hard McClane, or just McClane. We don't know yet if it's going to be Die Hard McClane or just McClane, but McClane's going to be the title for now. And yes, if you guys didn't know what the Die Hard, it's actually going to be it's going to be taking place in the past. I believe they said the 70s and in today's present time. So this is going to be when, he's in his 20s and then in his 60s, which no one knows who they're going to have. If they're going to do de-aging, or maybe they just get Joseph Lovett-Gordon because he played him in Looper. But the movie, hey, we'll see how that works. And that's when we're going to see if Len Wiseman can do another miracle. But Len Wiseman has done a lot of good pilots for TV shows. He's done Sleepy Hollow. He's done Lucifer. He's directed, was it The Underworld, the first one, I believe, which was a pretty good one. And he's done a lot of things. So I'm sort of excited, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with Swamp Thing. Because Swamp Thing isn't a really big or major superhero that I'm like so excited about. But I've seen him more and more in things like the Justice League Dark or whatever, like the animated movie. And this dude is powerful. I didn't realize how powerful Swamp Thing is, but Swamp Thing's like a god in the DC universe on some real ish. He's like a god. So hey, let's see if they can do anything great with him. But like, if you guys don't know what the whole plot of Swamp Thing is, let me just read it for you. On the verge of a breakthrough, in his quest to wipe out world hunger, altruistic botanist Dr. Alec Holland, who's going to be played by Ray Weiss, is placed under the protection of Special Government Agent Alice Cable, who's being played by Adrian Barbeau, or Barbie, however you pronounce that name. But mad outlaw scientist Arton Arkren, who's played by Louis Jordan, wants to steal Holland's research for his own nefarious ends. But an unforeseen accident during the heist turns Holland into Swamp Thing, an enormous plant-like creature that fights back against Arcane's henchmen to save Cable. So, pretty much, in the old things, pretty much some toxic waste, blah blah blah, happens, and it's with the swamp, gets into it, and it becomes Swamp Thing. I don't know how they're gonna do it, and just hopefully they'll make it, a little bit more new age and not so, like old school. Like there's always some toxic waste or something that turns people into superpowers, something like that. But hey, we'll see how that goes. Definitely looking forward to seeing what Len Wiseman does, and we'll see how that works out. Next on the topic is Incredibles 2. Incredibles 2, of course, we all know it's past that $1 billion mark. It is number one as far as domestic. I believe it's number one as far as domestic movie making, but it's number 2 worldwide as far as animated movie because Frozen is still ahead of it. But yeah, it's, of course, it's breaking records. But one thing that we all loved about the movie was Edna and Jack Jack. We all, like, when we saw the movie and Mr. Incredible brought Jack Jack to Edna because he didn't know what to do after the kid had all these powers in the suit or something like that. He brought it to her, and then she was like, after she saw some of the powers, she was like, I'll take him. But then the scene is when he comes back, and Jack Jack's just walking, just like Edna, looking all smug, looking over, like, and just, you're like, what kind of bond happened while he was gone? Like what happened for him to be so smug? And that's what we're going to be getting on the movie. The movie's going to be taking place showing what happened that night. I don't know if it was just one day or if it was like a couple days, but that time that she had Jack Jack is going to be showing what happened in that time. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this because if it's anything like the raccoon fight with Jack Jack, I'm all down for it. I'm definitely down for it. And also, it might be having a featurette narrated by Samuel L. Jackson, basically on something about Frozone. And it might be called The Coolest Guy in the Room, which would be kind of badass because anytime Samuel L. Jackson steps in a room, he usually is the coolest guy in the room. And Frozone having this, the freezing power, double entendre kind of thing, definitely works for me. Definitely looking forward to seeing it. I don't know if I'm going to be getting a DVD, but definitely going to be trying to search to see this little short. Next, we have Danny Boyle. Danny Boyle, of course, he was on the James Bond movie, but he stepped away, differences of, creative differences, the whole mumbo that they usually talk about. But yeah, they have a couple people lined up. Edgar Wright, of course, who was supposed to be originally the director of Ant-Man and stepped away, which you still saw a little bit of Edgar Wrightisms in Ant-Man with the humor, but most notably, he's known for Baby Driver. There's this movie that he made, amazing movie. I really haven't seen it. I wanted to see it, but I just haven't gotten to see it, but it's nominated and all that stuff. And yeah, Edgar Wright, number 2, is supposed to be Jan Demarge, which I'm not sure what they've done, but another person is going to be S.J. Clarkson. And those are the three main people that are up. There's about several people I'm hearing that are going to be up for directing this movie, but a lot of people are like, you know what, Edgar Wright would be a good, after seeing Baby Driver, I would like to see what he could do with a James Bond movie. I don't want it to have too crazy humor, but the way he directs action scenes, I could definitely see him doing something really good with, and Idris Elba, that would be still great, but most likely it's probably going to be Henry Cavill, which he's pretty much the front runner. In fact, he was actually, when the Daniel Craig was going for the 007 James Bond, he also, Henry Cavill also auditioned for it. So, hey, maybe they kept him in the back of their minds for it in case whenever they do end with Daniel Craig. So bring in, already. So I wouldn't be mad. Even though Idris Elba would be kind of badass as the first black James Bond, I have no problem with Henry Cavill taking on the mains of it. Even though I'm not sure if he's going to have that much time because he's going to be the new, which is going to be the Geralt in the new Witcher series that's going to be on Netflix. So if he has the time, we'll see. If not, hey, we had a chance. And maybe, like I said, Idris Elba if Henry Cavill's too busy with the Netflix series. And also, the last thing I'm going to be talking about is Kevin Feige. He pretty much told us that most of the Captain Marvel film is taking place in space. So people wonder, like, what do you mean most of it's going to take place? Because also, we already know that it's not going to be, they said it's not going to be a traditional origin story. That's what they say. But there are scenes from on Earth. They have Nick Fury. So why would you show Nick Fury if he's not going to be on Earth? Especially, in early ages, I believe it's like 90s or 80s, whatever it is. How are you going to do it if it's not going to be an origin story? Which I think they're probably going to tell the origin with flashbacks. It's going to start off, she's going to be on the Kree planet Hala, and she's going to be a part of the elite guard, which is going to be a Star Force, I believe his name. It's going to have Korath, the pursuer, who you saw in the beginning of, what's the name, the Guardians of the Galaxy with Chris Pratt. And also is going to be having Ronan the Destroyer, because he's actually Kree. He's sort of like a super Kree soldier who I guess starts working for Thanos, but I'm not sure if this is before or while. But either way, you're gonna be seeing a lot of people. She's gonna be part of this elite force, sort of like MI6 or SEAL Team 6 or SEAL Navy SEALs kind of thing, where this elite group of small amount of like people, and she's gonna be part of this. And maybe they're gonna flash back to how it all started, you know, during little scenes. So even though they're saying that it's gonna take place mostly in space, I still think we're gonna get a good enough origin story where you're seeing how she came from Earth over to space, because it'd be weird for them not to mention or say anything, because Carol Danvers is badass. Yes, she's awesome as Captain Marvel, but no one knows her. At the end of Infinity War, when that symbol came up, I literally heard people saying, what the fuck does that mean? So you really need to get people sold on this Captain Marvel. You can't just throw it in their face like, oh, this is your Captain Marvel, she's going to be important in Infinity War, and blah, 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 bam. That's how, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't work that way. You need to get people invested in her. So you need to know why we want to be invested in her, which is where you're going to come in with the history of her. So, but I have faith. I have faith in DC. I don't have faith in DC. I have faith in Marvel. Sorry about that. I don't know why I was thinking of DC. But yeah, I have faith in Marvel, and they haven't let me down so far, so I'm pretty sure they're going to knock it out the park with Captain Marvel. And yo, she's got a lot of things going for her, like the cast, the crew, everything is really looking up for this Captain Marvel movie, and she'll be Marvel's first solo main female protagonist for a film. They're talking about maybe doing a Black Widow, but not sure if that's going to happen, not sure when that's going to happen, but as of right now, this is pretty much on the equivalent of a Wonder Woman, even though Captain Marvel is nowhere near the notoriety of a Wonder Woman. No, don't. They're powerful. They're in their own aspects, but Captain Marvel is no Wonder Woman. Let's just get that straight. Which is why you definitely need to find a little backstory for her so that we can know why we want to be invested in her. So that's pretty much it I have to say for the Daily Nerd News. So remember to comment down below if you liked any of the topics I talked about. Comment to me about the topics that I talked about. Comment to me and tell me critiques if you want to. Put on those notifications. Like this video. And remember to subscribe. Check out my last Daily Nerd News. Check out the playlist of the Daily Nerd News. Remember, I'm Wes Grant. You've been watching Suburban Nerd. You've just been nerdified. Catch you guys on next Daily News.